So find that comfortable laying down position. And just start to settle onto your mat. And notice what that low spine is doing. You may need to adjust the pelvis slightly. Notice what the hips are doing if the hips are pulling on the low back. And just seeing if you can alleviate that pull by kind of scooping the tailbone under. And then relax the arms. And once you've found that comfortable position on the neck and shoulders, the head, the spine, then start to connect with your breath. Starting to deepen each breath. And it doesn't have to be a really deep breath, just a little bit deeper than the breath you started with this morning. And notice how that breath impacts your muscles, how it impacts your mind. Hopefully bringing you some calmness, some relaxation. And then once you've found that slightly deeper breath, take a few really deep breaths. Probably the deepest breaths you're going to take this morning. Feeling that belly rise, the lungs expand on the inhales, and that light contraction on the exhales. And once you've taken a few of those really deep breaths, come back to that mid-range breath, the breath that's deeper than what you started with, but not so deep that it's challenging to maintain for 45 minutes. Take a scan from the crown of the head through the feet. Just noticing what's going on in your body, where you may be holding tension you can release with this breath, and also noticing areas that may need some healing or some modifications. Keeping those things in mind throughout the practice, backing out of anything that causes pain or discomfort. And then take a few breaths to appreciate all the areas where you've got full range of motion that are working well. And then take a couple more breaths here to set your intention, thinking about what brought you onto your mat this morning. How are you going to move through this practice? And how will you approach the rest of your day? Couple more breaths here. And then go ahead and extend the legs out, sweep the arms overhead, taking a full body stretch. Big inhale here. And on the exhale, bring the knees into the chest, hug them in. You can rock a few times side to side. And then bring the arms either into cactus arms or into a T position. We're going to start to dynamically twist from the left to the right, starting to warm up the hips, warm up the knees, going with the pace of your own breath. If you twist to one side and want to hold there, feel free to do that. Do a couple more times. And then come back to a center position. Hug the knees in again. Put a cross in the ankles. And with a few rocks, we're going to come up to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, crown of the head is lifting towards the ceiling. Shoulders are coming down away from the ears, spine is tall. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, drop the chin towards the chest as you lift chest towards chin. Taking a few breaths here. Chin through center, lifting it towards the ceiling, opening up the front of the neck, and checking in, making sure the back of the neck doesn't feel compressed. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, bring the head back to that center position. And we'll start to do a few slow rotations with the neck and head. You can always do a half circle if your neck is feeling tweaky this morning. One more circle in this direction and reverse it. One more circle in this direction. Bring the head back to that center position. And then we're going to bring the knees out in front of us so that we're kind of in a side lying position. You can plant that left hand by the left hip. And we're going to start to sweep that right arm over the right ear with the thumb facing behind you. And then release that right arm, bringing the pinky back. And we'll start to dynamically go back and forth. You can make the knees so that they're stacked. You can allow the knees to kind of slide apart from one another. Just a comfortable side lying position. One more time, scooping that arm up. One more time, scooping it back. And then go ahead and release that arm. We're going to bring the knees through center and switch to the other side. When you're ready, inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bringing that left arm back. Starting to alternate. Starting to warm up that left shoulder. Check in with the rib cage, check in with the abdominals. They should be lightly engaged. One more time, swooping that arm up. One more time, swooping it back. And then come back to that center position. Bring the knees out in front of you. And we'll gently windshield wiper the knees side to side. Next time you bring the knees over to the right, hold them there. And we're going to start to bring the hips up with that left arm. All right, I guess I'm facing the left. Release the hips down, flip the knees over, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. If it feels like too much to lift the hips as we start to do this dynamically, then you can keep the knees and the hips on the floor and just flip them back and forth. So yogi's choice here, working within your own range. Next time you come over to the left, hold there, either with the hips lifted or the hips on the mat. Getting that nice expansion, that nice stretch. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly release it. We'll come over to the other side. Same thing. Big inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose. Bring those knees back towards the ceiling. Feet come together, windshield wiper the knees gently side to side. Coming back to that center position. We're going to come into a table position. So scoop the legs behind you. Finding your table, hands are right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. And we'll do our traditional cat-cows, thinking about drawing that navel towards the spine. Inhale, lift head, chest, and tailbone. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, crown of the head comes towards the mat. And just as you go through these cat and cows, making sure you're working within your own range, that you're not arching the back too much, and that it's all comfortable, and yet you're getting a little bit of stretch. Take one more cat, one more cow, and we'll meet back in that neutral table position. And we're going to bring that left calf off to the left side, starting to shift our weight into the right leg, sweeping the right arm up. If you want a little bit more here, you can raise that right leg up, making this a little bit more challenging. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to put a bend in that right knee, grabbing the right foot behind the back, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. Coming into a modified bow pose. Really broadening the collarbones, broadening the chest. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to release that right leg and bring the left leg back into a straight position and place that right leg off to the right side. Inhale, right arm up. Beautiful. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose, bringing that right knee back under the hip. Wag the tail a couple times. And we'll switch sides. Coming into that, or kicking that right calf off to the right side. Bringing that left foot behind you. Drawing the shoulder blades towards each other. And I think I just switched the combination on you guys. So just go with it. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, extend the left leg out. Left arm comes towards the ceiling, making sure that right hand, the fingers are spread wide. Palm is pressing into the mat. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, you may want to bring that left hand to the left hip and then swing that left foot over to the left side, bringing that right calf so it's tracking straight again. And then sweep the left arm towards the ceiling. Beautiful. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose. Left knee comes under that left hip. Wag the tail a couple times, neutralizing the spine. And then come back to that center position. We're going to curl the toes under. Start to lift the hips up and back to come into your first down dog. And once you're in down dog, go ahead and pedal the feet. And keep in mind, you can take a wide stance with the feet to take pressure off the wrists. You can also keep a bend in the knees in down dog. So just easing into this upside down V. And then once you feel like you've eased in a little bit, come to a still down dog, making sure that the shoulders are comfortable, the neck is right in line with the spine. Lengthening the sides of the torso. Take an inhale to look forward and walk the feet right up to the hands. Coming into our first forward fold. Shaking everything out. Bringing the fingertips to the mat, sweeping the fingertips side to side. Coming back to that center position. Take an inhale to come halfway up, keeping that micro bend in the knees. Shoulders are still coming down away from the ears. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, fold in. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Right hand will catch left wrist to come over to the right side. Inhale to center, bring the palms together, drop the palms over the crown of the head. Push the palms back up. Left hand will grab right wrist to come over to the left side. Inhale, back to center. Drop the palms over the heart center. Taking a breath or two here. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the palms. Go ahead and shake them out. And we'll meet back in a mountain pose. And just check in with the feet. You want to make sure the weight is evenly distributed over both feet. Hands can come to the hips. We're going to come into a tree balance. Sliding that left foot to right ankle, calf, or thigh. Opening that left knee to the left side of the room. Finding something still to focus on. You can bring the hands to the heart center. You can bring the arms into that Y shape. Or if you want more, left hand can come to left knee, right arm up and over. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose. Shake everything out. Coming back to that mountain stance. Inhale to roll the shoulders up and back. Couple times. And then we'll do a tree pose on the other side. Sliding that right foot to left ankle, calf, or thigh. Opening that right knee to the right side of the room. Finding your hand position. See if you can lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Spreading those left toes to give you as much of a solid foundation as you can on the standing leg. Staying with the breath here. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose. Go ahead and pedal the feet out. Shake out the shoulders. Coming back to a neutral mountain position. We're going to do a series called Drinking Bird series. This is something that Sage Roundtree, who I follow, who's a yoga for athletes specialist, has developed. And I think some of you have done it before. So we're just going to keep building on this sequence, and I will walk you through it. So we're going to come to that mountain pose. Hands can come to the hips. We're going to step that right foot forward and do a few circles with that right foot. Starting to warm up that right ankle. Change the direction. And step the right foot back. Switching sides. Same thing on the left side. Go ahead and switch direction if you haven't. And plant the left foot. We're going to step that right foot forward and point it. And step it back. Left foot forward, point, and step it back. Now we're going to start adding the arms. Inhale with the fingers facing down. Step that right foot forward, point it down, and then we're going to flex the foot as we push the palms away. Holding here and release. Pedal the feet out. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, fingertips are facing down, left foot is pointing. Exhale, flex that left foot, push the palms away. Beautiful. And release. And what we're doing is we're working the outer hip on that standing leg. So now we're going to start adding on to that. Inhale that right leg up, pointing the foot. Exhale, flex the foot, push it forward. And this leg can be as high or low as you'd like. You can even put a bend in that left knee and keep the heel on the floor. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the foot, pedal the feet a couple times, and we'll do the same thing on the left side. Inhale, fingertips facing down, left foot points. Exhale, flex the foot, push the arms away. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose, pedal the feet a couple times. Coming back to that mountain position, roll those shoulders forward and down. Couple times. Coming back to that Drinking Bird series. We're going to start moving a little bit faster. Inhale, right leg up, this time with a bend in that knee. Exhale, press the foot, press the palms. This time we're going to bring the hands to the hips and swing that right leg behind you, either tapping the toes or lifting the foot. You want to make sure that that low spine is in a neutral position, not coming into cat or cow. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release that right foot. Pedal the feet a couple times, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, left knee comes up. Exhale, press that foot away. Inhale, hands can come to the hips if you want, swinging that left leg behind you. Torso is imitating the angle of that leg. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release it. Pedal the feet a couple times. And we'll come back to the right side. We're going to start flowing back and forth, adding a little bit more with the arms. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, kick it forward. Inhale, this time you can either bring the hands to the hips or bring the arms overhead. Starting to go back and forth on the right side. And as you bring that right leg back, if you want to tip a little bit more towards a warrior three, that capital T shape, you are welcome to do that. This is challenging our balance, challenging our equilibrium, and working the outer hip of that left leg. One more time, bringing that leg forward. One more time, bringing it back. And then release that leg, planting the feet, pedal the feet a couple times. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, press the palms, pressing that foot forward, slowly coming through center, finding that focal point, something still that isn't moving, working that outer right hip, staying with the breath. And remember that the leg doesn't have to come up particularly high. You can modify this to actually kind of slide the foot on the floor. One more time coming forward. One more time coming back. And we'll plant that left foot. Go ahead and pedal the feet a couple times. We're going to do that one more time. This time when we finish, we're going to end up in warrior three. So we'll start with that right leg. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, press that leg forward. Inhale to come through center. We'll do this a couple times and then come to warrior three. Making sure there's a little softness in that left knee. Next time you swing that foot back, see if you can tip forward a little bit more, finding that warrior three. Maybe bringing the palms over the heart center, maybe bringing the arms out, but finding your focal point. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose, pedal the feet. And we'll do that one more time on the other side. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, press the foot forward. Inhale to come through center. Finding that height, finding that balance, staying with your own breath, finding that rhythm. One more time, bringing that foot forward. And then the next time you bring the foot back, we'll tip into warrior three. Try and keep the hips level. Finding that still focal point. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose. Pedal the feet out. Nicely done. On the next inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, palms come over the heart center. Take a breath or two here. Inhale, arms back overhead. Exhale, this time we'll swan dive down, hinging at the hips, coming back into the forward fold, shaking everything out. Take an inhale to come halfway up, half lift, shoulders melting down away from the ears, big inhale here. And on the exhale, plant the hands, step back to your plank position, coming through your transition, maybe through cobra or up dog, or maybe going from plank right back into down dog, but we'll meet back in down dog. And then pedal the feet a few times. Coming back to a still down dog, lengthening the sides of the torso. Heart center is coming towards the thighs. Inhale, right leg up, dropping right foot over left hip, rolling the hips open. Inhale to extend that leg out. And on the exhale, step that right foot through to the hands. We're going to turn that left foot flat. Inhale, arms up. Warrior one. Making sure that right knee is pulling towards the right little toe. Left hip is drawing forward. Back edge of that left foot is pressing into the mat. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, open to the long side of the mat, gazing over the right hand. Warrior two. Shoulders are right over the hips. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, tip back, peaceful warrior. Left arm can come down left leg or hook onto the back of the right hip. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, we'll come back through that T position, straightening the front leg, lengthen the torso over that leg to tip into triangle. Arms can be in a nice straight line, or you can drop the left hand onto the left hip. Drawing right hip back, left hip forward. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, put a bend in that front knee, windmill the hands either side of the front foot, swivel those back toes to track straight, step back to plank, coming through your transition. We'll meet back in down dog. Checking in with your down dog. Making sure head, neck, and shoulders are comfortable. Inhale, left leg up. Drop that left foot over the right hip, rolling the hips open. Inhale to extend that leg out. And on the exhale, step that left foot through to the hands, turning that right foot flat. Inhale, arms up. Warrior one on this side. Taking a few breaths here. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, opening to the long side of the mat, coming into warrior two. Checking in, shoulders right over hips. One more full breath here. And then slowly tip back, coming into peaceful warrior, opening that left side of the torso. Inhale to come through that T position, straighten the front leg, lengthen the torso over that leg to tip into triangle. This time, left hip is pulling back, right hip drawing forward. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly release the pose, windmilling the hands either side of the front foot. Swivel those back toes to track straight, stepping back to plank, coming through your transition. And we'll meet back in down dog. And then go ahead and pedal the feet a couple times in down dog. Coming back to a still down dog. Take an inhale to come onto your tiptoes, and then slowly bring the knees onto the mat, coming back to a table position. Wag the tail a couple times. And then from here, we're going to come into cow face. So we're going to bring that left knee to about center on the mat and cross the right knee over the left, kicking the feet apart. From here, you're going to slowly start to bring the hips onto the mat. If this is too intense on the knees, open the knees up. So our goal is to stack the knees, but that's not going to work for everybody. So just do the best you can. Once you've got that right leg on top, we're going to bring that left arm towards the ceiling and drop the left hand towards the shoulder blades. We're going to scoop that right hand or right arm behind us, trying to reach the left fingertips or maybe just grabbing the back of your shirt, but opening up that left side of the shoulder. If you're looking for more here, you can slowly start to bring the torso forward, intensifying the stretch in that right hip. So just again, making sure that your body is okay with this. If the arms are too much, you can always come into prayer hands. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the arms. Go ahead and shake them out. And then slowly release the legs, bringing those knees towards the ceiling and gently windshield wiper the knees side to side. We're going to scoop the legs behind us to come back to table to take our cow face on the other side. So this time that right knee will come to center of the mat, crossing that left knee over right, and then slowly bringing the hips back and down, coming into your cow face pose on this side. And noticing if one side is different than the other, because it's going to indicate that you've got some hip tightness more on one side than the other. This time we'll bring that right arm up, dropping that right hand towards the shoulder blade, scooping that left arm behind you, reaching the hands towards each other just to the point of sensation. Keeping the neck relaxed, maybe leaning forward, but finding what works for you. Checking in with the facial muscles. Where can you soften? Where can you release? One more full breath here. And then slowly release the arms, shake them out. Slowly uncross those knees. Knees come towards ceiling, windshield wiper them a couple times. And then we're going to come into a boat pose. So making sure those sitting bones are in contact with the mat. You can place the hands by the hips as you extend the legs out, or you can bring the arms out in front of you, or bring the hands under the legs. If you want a little more here, take an inhale with arms at center. Exhale to twist to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to twist to the other side. Inhale back to center. Slowly put a bend in the knees, planting the feet. Hands come back by the hips. Pack those arms into the shoulder sockets. Lift the hips up. Head can drop back. Gaze can be forward. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly release the reverse table. Bringing the hips back onto the mat. Grab your giant imaginary beach ball, using that to control the motion of coming back down onto your mat. One vertebra at a time. And then bring the knees into the chest, rocking side to side a few times, or even making some small circles on that low spine. Coming back to that center position. We're going to come into a figure four. We'll bring the left ankle on top of that right knee, interlacing the hands under that right thigh, flexing both feet, and gently drawing right knee, left calf towards the chest. Taking a few breaths here. One more full breath. And then release the hands and slide that left knee over the right. So we're coming back to cow face legs, grabbing the calves, ankles, arches, gently pulling the feet away from one another. So it's just a different relationship to gravity with the legs and cow face, but the exact same pose. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, uncross the knees, hug them in. Take an inhale to bring forehead to knees. And on the exhale, release head, neck, and shoulders. And we'll take our figure 4 on the other side. Interlacing the hands under that left thigh or maybe over the left calf, flexing the feet, drawing left knee, right calf towards the chest. Checking in with the head, neck, shoulders here. They should all be relaxed. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the hands, slide the right knee over the left, kicking the feet away from one another, maybe grabbing calves, ankles, arches. And taking this cross-kneed cow face pose here. One more full breath here. And then slowly uncross the legs. We're going to plant the feet about hip width apart. Take a breath or two here. And then on the next inhale, we're going to press into the soles of the feet as we start to lift the hips up, coming into a bridge pose. If you're looking for more in bridge, you can lift the toes up. You can lift the heels up. You can rock heel to toe. You can rock the shoulder blades onto themselves, interlacing the fingers under the tailbone. You can also sweep the arms overhead, as long as the shoulders are okay with that. Drawing knees and thighs towards each other, really pressing the soles of the feet into the mat to activate the legs. Light contraction of the glute muscles, the abdominal muscles. One more inhale here. And on the exhale, release the pose. Draw those knees into the chest, hug them in. And we're going to come into happy baby from here, bringing the knees wide, grabbing ankles, arches, big toes, maybe rocking side to side. And we'll meet back in a center position. Extend the legs towards the ceiling, maybe interlacing the hands behind the legs. And we'll point and flex our feet a few times. Nice restorative pose here in candlestick. Rotate the ankles in one direction. Rotate them in the other direction. And then we're going to bring the legs out wide. You can use the elbows and the hands to create a tripod to support the legs. Taking a few breaths here, hopefully feeling a nice inner leg stretch. Inhale to bring the legs back towards each other. Sweep the arms overhead, either with the elbows bent or in that Y shape, opening the chest up. Take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, knees come back into the chest one last time. We're going to come into final relaxation. So if you'd like to grab an extra layer or a blanket, now's a good time. And then when you're ready, release the feet to find the corners of the mat. Arms can be along your sides, palms facing up. Integrating everything we've done. Coming back to the breath and taking rest. And I'm going to sit up, but you guys all stay lying down if you think that's what you'd like. Slowly start to bring some movement back into your bodies. Gently rolling your head side to side. Moving fingers and toes. Rotating wrists and ankles. And sweep the arms overhead to take one more full body wake up stretch from the tips of the fingers all the way through the toes. And roll onto your favorite side. And find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes can be closed, gaze can be down. Bring the palms together over the heart center. Thumbs resting on the sternum. Taking a few more deep cleansing breaths here. Revisiting what your intention was. And taking a few more breaths to reflect on someone or something that you're grateful for. And I thank you for sharing this practice with each other and with me this morning. And may the light in me honor the light in each of you. Namaste. Thanks, everyone.